Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the URL's Battle Rap Arena. URL's home street star Norbs and Jesse Reek. And what's up, Norbs?
I'm good. And quick announcement to make for everybody.
Uh-huh.
Support real battle leagues like King of the Dot, URL, Grindtime, Don't Flop. And watch when they drop a battle. Please don't support people stealing feeds and basically doing things to benefit their sites, because it takes away from the work that we all put in. You know, we all work. I have a job. You know what I mean? You're not supposed organics business out there. He has a job. You know, I mean, we all do this for the love of it. And when people do things like that and watch bootlegs, you support, in my opinion, you support the negative. You don't support hip-hop. And a lot of people are asking me, did I watch the Cortez Hollow Hand battle? I couldn't make it. But I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to support it when Organic decides to drop it.
Uh-huh.
So anybody that's going out there watching the bootleg version of it, you know what I mean, think twice and really try to understand how much work we put in and how much money, time, effort we put into this shit before you even make that decision. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that just are for the movement, and I support Organic, and I won't watch. I personally am not going to watch the battle until he drops it himself. So anybody out there, you know, watching that, you know, it is what it is. But me personally, I'm not going to do that. So please support, you know, King of the Dot and other leagues that are doing things the right way. You know what I mean? Shout out to Don't Flop. Shout out to King of the Dot. Shout out to Grind Time. Shout out to Street Status, anybody I mess with. You know
Well, I know I definitely paid my $15, ordered it on the computer on Saturday night. So I'm confident in saying that Cortez went into King of the Dot and killed it. Just killed it. I mean, the performance of the night, and you'll know as I'm telling you, when you see it, you're gonna be like, wow, Cortez is on another level right now.
I mean, I always said Cortez is talented, and you know he does this. A lot of people try not to give him credit for it, and I'm really glad that, you know, people are saying that he did put on a performance. A lot of people hit me up the day of. I was supposed to make it out there. I couldn't make it. I was trying to surprise people. You know, I had my own issues, but everybody told me that it was big, and you know, congratulations to King of the Dot. Congratulations to Organic Bishop Brigante for an amazing event. I heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, we got Pete. I know. I think your statement kind of caught Peasy's ear. What's up, Peasy?
What's going on? Norbs, I agree with what you're saying, but I remember before you said the pay-per-view thing was a bad idea, and the battles that are up are all the streams from the pay-per-view.
But people do grab them, and they're putting them out there. You know what I mean? You pay-per-view, that's for you personally, not for everybody else to. If you paid your $15, that's cool. Or whatever, I don't know exactly how much they charge. That's cool, but that's for your house. You know what I'm saying? We're not a multi-billion-dollar corporation putting this out. We're actually hard-working individuals that have a dream, that are putting things out for the public to enjoy. So when you do things like that, it's called robbery, and I really, truly agree. I truly believe that if you are caught, you should face the penalties for it. That's how I feel. So,
I think they
if
should.
You want to take,
I don't think they should have pay-per-view, period, because you already know somebody's going to steal it regardless.
And it's sad. And this is why, you know, this is why a lot of the industry is messed up. This is why the music industry is messed up, because people don't support what we're doing. As a rock and roll artists don't have trouble selling records because the people of that fan base buy their records. But yet a hip-hop artist now is having trouble going platinum. Like, come on, man. Like, support. Like, this is your own people. Your own, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. And I don't respect it. I really, truly don't. It really upsets me when I hear people do things like that. It really just irritates me. You know what I mean? And I think if you're a website, or whether it be rapmusic.com or URL TV, you should not post it or support any bootlegging or piracy like that. You know what I mean? I think it's wrong, to be honest with you. And it kills a lot of things all around the board. You know what I mean? It kills potential battles later on down the line due to the fact that we can't possibly pay them. You know what I'm saying? So it ruins a lot of things, man. And a lot of fans, for the most credit, are good fans. You know what I mean? I think URL has the greatest fans in the world. You know what I mean? But you do have the select few that, you know, are assholes. I'm just going to put it like that. You know what I mean?
516, you're live on the air. My neck of the woods, 516. You're live on the air with Norbs. I know you had a couple of questions for him. Go ahead, shoot.
Yeah, what's good, Norbs?
I'm good, man. Just getting ready for this Mad Illz interview. What's up, brother?
Not much. I have actually two questions. For the February 5th, I want to know, how did the Conceited and Young Ill battle come about? Like,
you know, basically we reached out to them. We wanted to put together a battle that could be potentially a classic, like we always do. We felt Young Ill is at the top of his game. Conceited's at the top of his game, and it's just like watching the Giants and the Giants and the Patriots. I guess is the best matchup possible, and it's gonna be good when it comes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And my other question, I hear everybody shouting out this guy Chico. Who is this guy? Like, I really don't know who he is.
Chico is probably the biggest pain in the ass in URL history, to be honest with you. He basically is one of the key members to our group. He, you know, he does a lot of work behind the scenes, holds us down. You know, he's family, and you know, he does what he does. He just doesn't like the camera. It's probably because he's really ugly. You know what I mean? But you know, he does what he does. He doesn't play the camera. Like me and Beasley are probably camera whores, and Smack definitely loves the camera. So, you know what I mean? Chico tends not to play the camera, but yeah, he's definitely an integral part of the team.
All right. And one last thing, I see you put.
Go ahead. 516.
I see you putting a lot of stuff about Eli Manning, but I'm sorry. Brady about to go in on that.
We're gonna have to clip this conversation because we have another hater. Hang up on him, please, Jesse.
For 917, you're live on the air. I know you wanted to ask Norbs a quick question, and then we're gonna get Mad Illz on the line.
All right, what's good, Norbs? What's good, Jess?
By the way, I will not tolerate any New England love on this show until the Giants kick the shit out of the Patriots. So no offense to anybody. Just letting you guys know.
I feel you on that, player. Yeah, so it's just a 3 quick questions. I want to know, like, when anytime Tech-9 coming back in the ring?
Just put it this way. Stay tuned very soon. That's all I can say.
Okay. And another question about your boy, man, Hands from NYB, man. Would he ever go in the ring? Cause I've seen a couple of his joints freestyling. That boy go hard.
Oh, Hands, we got some things dropping with Hands. A couple of videos coming soon. Hands is back in the picture. He's doing what he do. You know what I mean? He's just getting everything ready. So when everything's time to drop, it's gonna be crazy.
Oh, but he won't be battling or nothing like that, is he, or not?
Oh, very small percentage. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I mean, I'm going to sit with Hands and actually speak to him and see, you know, if he's really interested in doing it. But he has expressed interest in battling.
Oh, okay. And this is the last question, man. I don't know if y'all going to hang up on me because I see, like, none of the people in URL staff will ever want to address it. You know, every time when someone mentions it, y'all like disregard the question. Y'all have any problem with that dude from Battle America?
I don't even know who that is. I honestly never heard of him. I don't know who. I've never even heard of that league, to be honest with you. So.
And we get Mad Illz on the line. And Norbs, I know we're going to put the cap on this. I mean, you know, I think a lot of people like the Lush One interviews, the Cap Tallis interview. You know, a lot of good feedback off of it, you know, and the way that we integrated it. And I think today would be the perfect cap to it all with Mad Illz. I'm getting Matt Illz on the line. No, I'm just going to get Matt Illz. We're going to bring Grind Time Saga on URL's Battle Rap Arena. Keep it moving. What do you think, Samir? You hyped about the Young Ill versus Conceited battle?
Battle Rap Arena. I'd like you guys to welcome my main man, another Latino brother of mine, Matt Illz. Welcome, Matt Illz.
What's good, man? What's good? How you doing?
I'm good, Illz. I'm good. You know, just trying to stay afloat over here, trying to, you know, get everything going. How's everything with you, brother?
Good, man. You know, same old stuff going on. Same old. Everything's the same, man.
Nah, I feel you. Now, you know, recently there's been a lot of stuff going back and forth with Grind Time, and you know, like I said, the Lush One interview kind of created a stir with certain things, and then we followed the Tallis interview, and basically we kind of want to get everybody's side on what happened in that movement, leading to the direct resignation. Now, first, can you just tell us, how did you eventually get involved with Grind Time? How did that whole process come about?
Okay, so basically, I pretty much throw all the battles that take place in Orlando, in the Ozone, and this is where Grind Time was actually born. I throw an event called Lounge Battles, been going on for 9 years strong. I'm one of the veterans of the scene. Direct was a Full Sail student, so he was put into contact with me by, I'm sure a lot of you people know, Melody, who really helped us out a lot, and she's actually dedicated more time to the culture of battling than a lot of people, period. So he hits me up, talks about some battle ideas that he wants to have, and basically he wants to do a DVD, kind of like Smack. He even said it in his little blog. So I tell him that I had a different idea. You know, we go back and forth maybe like a month about how he's supposed to market this DVD, how he's supposed to get it picked up. He had people interested. So throughout this time, I have an idea which basically came from Jump Off. Jump Off, as we all know, had a league. It wasn't really a league. It was actually a tournament that took place in several different areas, 3 different countries. So I basically said, hey, we could actually make this into a league, you know, and track their wins and losses. And at that point, he wanted to just do like one battle on a college campus. And I told him, like, why don't we throw 3 or 4 battles in one little event, and we change up the scenery to make it look like we're going to mad different places, when in reality we're just going to different places in Orlando, right? So we're always changing the scenery, because the one thing that a lot of these other leagues would do, and specifically like with the Fight Club, you know, you'd always see it inside. Yeah. There'd be a pool table separating the battlers. So I said, well, we can change up the scenery and make it look like we're in mad different places. So that's how we did it. And he had the connection to a lot of like 106 and Park type rappers, like, you know what I'm saying? And I had the connection to all of the cats from the Scribble Jam era, from my own battling that I would use to travel. It took me years to, you know, all the contacts that I got. So we came together, and that's basically how Grind Time was made. After a while, even Lush said himself, once upon a time the company was at war with each other, and even in Tallis' interview, he pretty much hinted to that once upon a time when he said he banded together with a lot of kicked out. So that's basically what happened. Like the very early stages of Grind Time, there was a point where myself and Tallis were not getting along. We wouldn't get along because
let's backtrack a little bit. So, okay, now you and Direct get together. Now, how does Lush One get into the picture at this point? Because I know Lush said he kind of spoke on it in his interview. So you and him, you and Direct basically start Grind Time, and basically started out in Florida. Now, Lush One was in the West Coast. How did that come about? How did you guys, all three of you guys, basically sit down and say, okay, we're going to be the three CEOs of this company, this is how it's going to go down?
Lush One didn't become a CEO of the company or an owner in the company until a very later time. Basically what had happened was when we formed Grind Time, we said, and I'm glad you actually asked this question because this goes back to the question that you asked Lush about us blowing up so big in different places. I think the question was kind of answered in the wrong way. Back at that point in time, Lush One wasn't involved in the decision making. There was a plan that myself and Direct had put into play that said we can't just come out and be one league in one state. It's not going to work. We're just going to be another promotional company. We have to come out and really kind of blow it up. So we wanted to go, in our minds, what we thought was the two biggest markets in battling, which was New York and California. So I reached out to someone I knew in New York for starting it, and I also reached out to Lush One to come and battle Unorthodox Phrases. That was the battle that we actually made the announcement at the end of that battle. We make the announcement that Lush One is the general manager, or at that point in time, I would say the president, because I just created a name for that position for the West Coast. And basically his job was to throw events in the state of California. At the earlier time, you notice you'd see me in New York, you'd see me in California. Basically, my job was to make sure that these cats were following the rules and throwing the battles the way that they were supposed to throw them. So I would go out there, fly out there on my own dollar just to set them up.
Okay.
Now, Lush One doesn't become a CEO or owner, whatever you want to call it, of Grind Time or a part owner until the company starts going to quote-unquote war with each other.
How does that work? Like, because what he stated, he said, okay, on paper, you guys basically said, all right, boom, we're going to be three owners. That's basically what he stated. So you basically saying you appointed him to be the president of the West Coast division or whatever, and he's supposed to do that. Okay, now continue from there. How does he become the CEO?
Okay. This is after now. Grind Time is on World Star. Okay. We contact World Star and say, hey, since you like the battles, we'll give you we'll keep providing you with content. Just keep putting up our battles. And they said, okay, cool. We like your battles. We'll do it. This was hold on a second.
No problem.
This was World Star was on the rise. They were blowing up. Everyone was looking at them, you know. They weren't as big, but they were getting there, and they were just like, cool, we'll play your videos for free, blah, blah, blah. So they start playing our videos. Lush One has a couple of good events. He's not the owner, you know, with his first event or even his second event when we were out there. It comes after Lounge Battles, almost Lounge Battle 7, I believe it was, where Sonny Bamboo went against Surgeon General. If anybody can, whoever's on the internet looking it up, but that's pretty much where everything comes to a head. And after that point, that's where Lush One becomes a part owner. So there's already plans in place. Everybody knows their role. Everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing. And then Lush One becomes part owner, where the company is broken into 33.3% for everybody.
Now, whose idea was that to happen? Were you in full agreement to that? How did that really come about from there? Like, how did you say? Did you sit down and say, "Listen, Direct, we got to cut this guy in"? How was that decision made?
Now, with Lush, with Direct, with Cap, you know, I've seen all of their interviews or heard all of their interviews, and you know, as much as a bunch of, you know, rap forum livers want me to tell everything and want all of us to say everything. Like, I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, just like they haven't thrown anybody under the bus. So I'm not going to go into detail as to how the company was set up and how it is certain people got in certain positions, you know. Like, let's just basically say that Lush One is doing great. We start going to quote-unquote war with each other is what has been stated. And then after everything settles, Lush One is part owner, Matt Illz is part owner, and Direct is part owner, okay?
So basically, you guys were going at it ahead, and you guys basically, I'm just going to kind of summarize it. You guys were basically the owner, you and Direct. You're pointing to the West Coast. Now, you guys throwing events out there. He's basically leading the events over there. And I guess there was, you know, I'm taking a guess. You don't got to quote me on that. People felt like they should be in a higher position. You guys agreed and made it into a three-way partnership, right? Something similar to that.
Something similar to that, right.
Now, Lush One, he says he appoints Cap Tallis. He brings him into the picture. Now, this is a question I have. Now, Cap Tallis I think he's from Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's from Orlando.
He's from Orlando. He brings Cap
He's
Tallis.
He's not from Orlando. He's from Fort Lauderdale or something, but he went to college in Orlando, yeah.
Okay, so now, Lush One brings Cap Tallis in. Now, at this point, from my understanding, is you and Cap Tallis didn't get along. Did you take it a certain way when he brought in Cap Tallis, knowing the fact that you guys weren't seeing eye to eye, or did that happen as he brought him in?
I personally felt, and I've already sent out an email to Cap Tallis kind of explaining my whole situation, and me and him have pretty much squashed anything that we have, any kind of hatred we have. So at this point in time, basically, with the lounge battle setup, and it's very important to remember this because lounge battles was used as a jump-off key to test a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an already running event.
Okay.
And a lot of the grind time people were involved in it. When we had it the year that I involved everybody, we had the Grind Time Now Awards show, or we had a lot of stuff. Like, I was trying to merge grind time into lounge battles, which I've already done, but that's why I keep going back to it. So that event, Cap Tallis had not yet been in grind time, and myself and Direct were talking. I did express that I didn't get along with Cap, not for anything really personal, but like he said, he does his things his way. He's used to being his own boss, and I'm used to doing that. So we kind of stayed away from each other, not because we hated each other, just because in Orlando, I'm pretty sure in any hip-hop music scene, you just got cats that do their own thing, and they're very comfortable doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it was that situation. So basically, Cap steps on to help lounge battles. I felt personally that I didn't feel like he did the necessary job to basically impress me into saying, like, hey, you can run the division here. So I stated that I don't think he's the guy for the job. I don't think he's ready.
Now, my question is this. Okay, this is your spot. This is your area, Orlando.
Right.
Now, Lush One is basically dealing with the West Coast. How did he come about to appoint somebody in Orlando when this is basically...
Here's the thing. He didn't appoint him.
Okay.
He basically rallied for him. Like, I can't make a decision, Direct can't make a decision like that. You know what I mean? Like, back then we would put everything either to a vote. We would sit on the phone and argue for hours about where our company should go or who we should bring on or not.
Okay.
It wasn't like, all right, Cap is appointed and that's the final say. It wasn't that way.
Okay.
It was basically, I was saying, hey, I don't think he's ready for the job. I don't like this. And Direct and Lush saying, hey, we think he is ready for the job. So I said, okay, let's roll with it then. That's how it went down.
Okay, that's cool. Now, he's running He's doing what he's doing. You guys are all making events. Now he does GrizzleMania 2. Now GrizzleMania 2 is in his interview he states basically it kind of went sour. Basically he didn't get the promotional money. I mean, you know, like the YouTube view money. Somebody says something about the basically pointing out that I think it was you that didn't want to give him the YouTube money. You felt a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Can you kind of get into that situation? Like, what exactly happened?
GrizzleMania 2 is pretty much the biggest cloud in grind time where nobody knows what really happened and what went down. Like, so hopefully it's cleared after this interview. This is what happens. Cap wants to throw a huge event, okay? The way the grind time is set up, the way that each general manager runs their division, it is known in every single general manager's head, you are a promoter. You are giving this title general manager, or back then it was president, to be associated with grind time. You throw the event and you give us the footage. We don't take anything from your door, and you don't take anything from our internet, because we're trying to build our company online. We're focusing online. We're not focusing on the door. Like that is exactly where you make your money. So as a promoter, and every promoter in the whole world knows this, I'm not going to throw a show that I know it is impossible for me to make my money back on. You know, if you want to do it for the love, that's perfectly fine. As far as business is concerned, you don't do that unless you're trying to build a relationship with the venue or the company or whatever, but you take that loss on your own, right? Direct wants to help Cap throw this event as far as sponsorships are concerned, because a lot of us, the company's not big enough for us to not focus on battles. So we're trying, like I'm still focusing on expanding. Direct is focusing on sponsors, and Lush One he's helping out a little here and there. But basically what happens with sponsors is they're not able to lock down any sponsors. Now that's something that Direct is working on with him, or that we sent out emails, sponsorship proposals, you know, the whole nine, what you regularly would do. And to depend on something that's not there is your first mistake, and he learned his lesson on that. I mean, I've learned my lesson many times, like don't ever promise anybody money or whatever. Like you can promise them that you'll try to help them, you know, secure sponsorships, but we all know that sponsorships, they're not a back pocket type of deal where you can just pull them out at any time unless you have a serious relationship with a corporation. So what happens is, and I'll rewind a little bit further back, he goes into saying that wants to throw this event, what the possibilities are, how much it's going to cost.
Don't mind that. Just keep talking through it. It's going to do that for a minute, and then it'll go.
All right. We say, okay, you're about to throw this crazy event. You realize you're not going to make your money back on it. That was the 100% known factor that, hey, I am not going to be able to make enough money on the door to cover all these costs. Yes, I know that. That's what he said. Everything was cool. You know, couple weeks down to the bottom, we keep having this keeps coming up because I want to make sure that he knows in his mind 100% that you're taking a risk here. You're probably going to take a loss. It's going to be great footage. That's all good and everything, but more than likely you're not going to make your money back. And he just keeps saying, you know, I just want to do this for battle rap. I want to do this for the culture, and that's great, you know. So I start getting calls from Lush and Direct, and this is where like the story kind of gets fickle, because nobody wants to come out and say, That shit's really annoying. But
My fault. It's almost done. I apologize. It'll be done. It's done now. It's the last one.
All right, cool. Basically, this is what happens. Cap, like he says in his interview, starts talking to Direct, and it's under Cap's understanding that we're going to try to help him out. That's where I feel bad for Cap, because those aren't the conversations that I was having with Direct. The conversations that I'm having, because I'm not afraid to tell somebody no. I'm not afraid to be an asshole, because if you're not, you get ripped off, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So the conversations that I'm having are, hey, this guy, even though we had meetings with him telling him that he's not, you know, he's under the understanding that this is the 100% deal with us, he is now saying that he wants part of the Google check or whatever. It's not in any way, shape, or form told to me, hey, maybe we should help him and do this. Maybe we should do this. The conversations to Mad Illz were, hey, he knew this, and now he's calling us and trying to get us, Illz, say something to him. You know, like, I'm the one that's not afraid to be a jerk, so you know what I mean? Like, it's three of us. If there's a vote that says this is what we're going to do, then that's what we did. That's how Cap got in the company in the first place, remember?
Yeah.
So now let's fast forward to this decision that we're making about the Google checks and whatnot. Everybody knew that they do not touch the Google check. We were using that to build our company with. Okay? So when I'm being told by my two partners at the time, you know, man, we're really getting pressured for this. What do we do? I have to step up, and I have to play that role that everybody expects me to play, the guy that says, no, you're not going to do this. So I step up and I play my role. You know, like, I feel bad for Cap, because he's under the understanding that people are on his side and Matt Illz is the one that's conspiring him against him, when in reality I'm just playing my role. I'm doing my part, and I'm the only one that's doing exactly what I said I would do from day one. Okay? So he's pretty mad at that. The night of the event that actually goes down, you know, I spent my money to go out there. I bought my own hotel room. Matt Illz does not see any money of the door, so don't think that I'm sitting back collecting money from him or whatever. I even helped run the door. You know, it's funny because, like, at the door, they didn't even know who DJ Craze was, and I was able to get him and his entourage in. He ends up being there and co-hosting some of the events. Like, dude's a celebrity, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing my part to try to help out the event when I hit up Craze, and I'm just trying to help out, you know what I mean? I'm not being there to be a boss or nothing. Like, it's Cap's event. He's running it. He's doing a really good job, and everything's going fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the actual event, and this is where I start getting kind of into, you know, what is going on, is because in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, they already talked to Cap. They told him, like, yo, we're on each other's side here. We're not gonna budge on what we told you we were gonna do, and you're going to learn your lesson. When in reality, he was being told, Matt Illz is pushing for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could have trumped me at any time they wanted to, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if Direct says that he's going to help give from whatever the check that he wants, he can. Like, I have records showing that I sent them their share of money when I was supposed to, so this money disappearing is kind of getting on my nerves, but that's a little bit later on.
Mm-hmm.
So Cap makes an announcement at the event and says, yo, everybody give a shout-out to Direct. You know, like, the guy that started it, if it wasn't for him, none of this would be possible. You know, he's the sole owner of the company, and I also got to give a shout-out to Lush One for helping be a big part of it, and that's all. And there's people in the crowd that are standing next to me like, yo, what about Illz? Like, you're really like he really took a shot at me at the event. And I'm not going to jeopardize the integrity of the event or what's going on personally, so I just let it slide. But I told him later on, like, yo, that was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and here I am getting dissed because people are afraid to speak up and say exactly what the hell the deal was supposed to be. You know, like even with the Andy Milonakis situation, Andy Milonakis didn't even know what was going on. Like, that fool will tell you, he called me when those videos came out. Andy called my phone and was like, Illz, I don't want no beef. I thought everything was okay. Like, I had a talk with Avocado. I remember calling him on the phone, and I just said, yo, as long as all the MCs know that they're going up on a different channel, that's fine. And Avocado personally told me himself, all the MCs are aware of that. Then the videos go up on Milonakis' channel. I don't have too much of a problem with it because if Cap decides to do it that way, then whatever, like, that's what happened. We lost it. Like, there's the people that went up on his channel are hitting us up, pissed because they thought it was going up on grind time.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, I'm not the one lying to people. I was doing exactly what I was supposed to do, and I was along the lines of exactly what my partners wanted to do. So who's the one that's throwing fake stuff out there? You know what I'm saying? Like,
now, I haven't heard everything that you've said, and like hearing everybody's story and all that. It seems as if you kind of got thrown under the bus, and it has to do a lot with people not owning up to whatever. And how do you feel, like, knowing that, you know, you got thrown under the bus, or do you feel that way?
I don't really feel like I got thrown under the bus. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just keep pushing. Like, I'm a former Marine, you know? Like, you take what you got and you just keep going. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I felt disrespected, but, like, what am I going to do dwelling on that? My whole situation was saying, all right, when this event passes over, now we're going to lock down and start covering over the bases that we weren't able to cover and start working on bettering what happened out of that situation, you know? This whole time, grind time is growing bigger and bigger and bigger, so we're not taking any negative steps. There's a lot of personal, you know, things that are happening in the company, but at the end of the day, we are learning because it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, you know?
Now, after all that, it seemed like it was kind of getting crazy, it was getting big. Now, Lush One threw his event. I mean, he was supposed to throw an event, it didn't go down. What is the state, in your mind, in your opinion, of grind time now? Direct left, you're still part owner. Lush One is still part owner. He said he wants to bring the West Coast back. What, in your mind, what do you think is the state, and is there a possibility that Matt Illz will continue to bring out grind time, or is it you're done with it?
Well, before we get into it, I just want to say one last thing about the whole Cap situation. All right, Cap deciding to leave. I just want to address his interview, and if Cap listens, which he's not going to admit that he is, but he is going to listen, I respect him 100%, and I told him in an email, a personal email I sent him 2 weeks ago, that, number one, I'm from Orlando, and when any of the MCs in my city or state get out there to a point where they're being recognized on a national level, like, you know, it's pride. You're proud of people that come out of New York, just like I'm proud of the MCs that are successful and come out of Florida. Like, I wish him the best. Like, I will help promote whatever project he has in the future. Like, I'm glad that he can come out and with a level head that he had, and I just want to, like, clear some things before we continue on, because Cap's exit is another area where a lot of people are kind of wondering what happened, you know? And what Cap says is that, you know, me and him do have an argument about him throwing another event, because I'm meeting with Direct and I'm meeting with Lush, and we're talking about how can we move on and how can we prevent the issue that just happened at GrizzleMania 2, right? Because Cap isn't out of the company yet. He is booking, I believe it was Philly Swain versus Madness in Jacksonville. We had told him, okay, we're going to have contracts for all our GMs, all right? And we're going to start with Cap because Cap is throwing a big event, so I'm sure he's going to throw bigger events. Cap is going to be a figurehead, if you will, and we're going to start with him, and we're going to give these contracts to all the other general managers. So we tell Cap, as of right now, you can't throw any events until we have this contract. Now, there's communication issues between myself, Direct, and Lush. There's times where you can't reach Lush, and there's a lot of people that can attest to that. There's times where you can't reach Direct. Hell, there's times where you can't reach myself. It just so happened that that was a period of time in which we were not able to contact each other. I'm really pushing hard for this contract because, like I said, and Cap even said it, me and him are not seeing eye to eye, so I want to make sure this contract is going to carry forward. So basically, Cap starts promoting an event.
Before you go, we got 5 minutes left to interview, so we got to, just keep it.
All right, I'll sum it up then. Cap leaving, he said there was cease and desist letter sent to him. That cannot be sent by my own accord. It's myself, Lush, and Direct that were all on that letter that was sent to him, and then he decided to quit. So just Matt Illz pushing him out wasn't that, because it took more than just my signature. Where is Grindtime now? Grindtime is in an awesome state where we're still building. We've locked in contracts with the largest hip-hop festivals in the United States. We're going to continue to build at Rock the Bells Paid Dues Festival. The new website is way better than our old website. It's grindtimenow.net. The relationships that we're establishing with people such as URL and Lush One with King of the Dot proves that we're willing to work with other companies, even within our own culture, for the sake of battle rap. Direct leaving and starting his own company, there's no beef there. I am aware of the people that are planning on leaving Grindtime to work with his company, so it's not going to be a surprise. I've already planned for them to leave, so everything is working perfectly. Grindtime is not going to fall. We're in talks with a couple of major companies to make a couple moves that I can't really put out there right now because I'll look like an idiot if it doesn't happen. But, we're more focused than we've ever been. There's great events that are coming out of Grindtime. The quality control, we set up a second channel called Grindtime Silver. It's going great. The only place that Grindtime is not going great is in one battle forum, and that's it. Other than that, it's great.
Yeah, and I respect that. You guys definitely do, and you guys have definitely left the imprint on hip-hop. So to see, all this that went down, I'm definitely glad you cleared up a lot of the stuff that a lot of the fans wanted to know, because you guys do have a big fan base.
And as of right now, myself and Lush One are the owners of Grindtime. We're going to continue pushing forward with our plans. Lush is taking a role that's basically rebuilding the West Coast to make sure everything's in working order. And Lounge Battles is my last event that I'm throwing, and then I'm focusing purely on the company. So everybody is in tune with each other. The entire East Coast is on board with each other. Poison Pen is a ridiculous part of our company now. Sid or Deuce, rather, both of them are doing great in Atlanta. Paradox has become a key point in our company, running the DMV, and there's plans for us to just continue pushing. Syracuse is strong. The Midwest is something that we're planning on kind of creating only one central location in, but, we're doing great.
I respect that. So when's the next event? I will be at the event on January 28th.
Right.
I'll be in the building. It's going to be crazy. Shout out to Poison Pen.
Yeah, so Poison Pen put a great show together January the 28th with Immortal Technique, Sarah Connor, Dutch Vega. You know what I'm saying? We got Swave 7 versus Head Ice as the main card. That's going to be great. And the same day in Atlanta, there's another event going on in Atlanta with Sid and Deuce. Early February, you're going to catch the DMV has a battle going on. February 3rd, Syracuse has a battle, and March 3rd they have a battle. Lounge Battles March 16th to 18th. I got Murs, performances by K Solo, Wordsworth. We're doing great, we're doing really. We focus on the first quarter. Now is the time for us to focus on the second quarter. The goals that we set for ourselves in the first quarter, we've already reached them. So, the battle, any events are now on our website. And that was the biggest question from our fans was like, where do we go to see where the events are? Like, we have a whole event section set up now.
So 30 seconds left. I don't know what they gotta see, brother.
Make sure you guys check out the battle coming